that's so tough. So, well, Anna's really a story about bravery, and at the time that I wrote it, I was feeling very not brave, and so, you know, I was really trying to make a go of writing for the first time, and it was this big, scary enterprise where, you know, I didn't understand how agents work or editors worked, and so, so as she was learning about this big new place, France, for her, I was learning about this big new career. And so the message from that book, I guess, more so than any romantic message, it always goes back to the protagonist and her journey. And so it would be to try new things, to practice bravery. And the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. For Lola, that one's pretty easy. That's definitely about embracing your individuality, and the things that make you different are the things that make you special. So I always encourage individuality in my readers. And then Isla's journey is really about self-confidence, and she's very shy, she's not a very confident character, and because of her lack of confidence in herself, it kind of shakes up some things in her life and makes it harder. And so for that, I would really encourage my readers to believe in themselves and that they are worthy of love, and that everybody is, and that there is someone for everyone. So yeah, bravery, individuality, and self-confidence. Well, the first writer who inspired me, you don't really see in my work so much, but the first author who I realized was an author, like the first time I realized, like, oh, there's a person writing these books, was Roald Dahl when I was very little. And it was because his books are so, again, it's that individual thing. Like, you know, there's no one who writes like him in his wordplay, and I just found them so charming and delightful, and I wanted to read them all. And so I was obsessed with him as a child. And then the next author who I became really obsessed with was J.K. Rowling. And, you know, no one writes a character like her. And I really took a lot of inspiration from that as a writer, and that she's really good that even with the smaller characters who, you know, like the bus driver, we all remember that Ernie the bus driver and Stan the conductor who had the pimples, and like to take a character that minor and to make them memorable, like it's really special. Like no one feels they're just for Harry. It feels like every character is living their own life, and I really try to do that, where all the characters have a full life, not just related back to Anna or Lola or Isla. The next author who was hugely influential was Meg Cabot, and she's my number one for sure in terms of my own writing. And I discovered Princess Diaries when I was in my early 20s, and it was the first time I had read a book where I was like, oh, like these characters are me. You know, it was this very awkward, shy, nerdy girl who liked this, you know, this nerdy boy who liked Star Wars, and I'm like, oh, these are me and my friends. And they were so funny and warm and romantic, and I really wanted to write, you know, something that made my readers feel the way that her books made me feel. Number 4 would be John Green. He was the next one where I read his books, and they blew my mind. They really opened up to me, you know, what a book really could be, and that up until that point I was reading books that were mainly either like really like fun and cheerful and romantic, or really serious. And he has this really magical quality where his books are very readable and very funny and enjoyable and romantic. But then underneath the surface the whole time there's this wallop, this punch of emotion and honesty and truth, and always this bigger idea, which is so powerful. And I loved that it could be something readable and fun, but that it would mean something so big. So he's kind of what I aspire to be. I don't have John's brain, but I wish I did. And then for the 5th spot, there's so many to choose from, but I'm going to say Maureen Johnson. I think her books are so funny and clever and smart, and you know, she was writing the kind of books that I wanted to write, and she's been doing it and doing it well for so long, and I just really admire her career and her personality. And she is an individual. I don't know if you've ever followed her on Twitter or anything, but she is a very strange, unique, amazing person, and there's no one like Maureen in the world. Definitely my readers and Rainbow Rowell's readers are very similar. She's one of my favorite authors now. Fangirl, Eleanor and Park, Attachments, her new book Landline, they're all amazing. They're romantic, they're funny, they're smart. They have that depth that John Green's books have as well that I wish I could do. I feel like Rainbow Rowell writes the books that I'm trying to write. She's like me times 10. She's so good. Gayle Forman as well. Gayle's a very dear friend of mine. If I Stay, which is about to be a movie, and its sequel, Where She Went, her Just One Day and Just One Year series, which take place, a lot of it takes place in Paris, so perfect for my readers. John Green, of course, he's great. My friend Kirsten White writes really, really funny, charming books. The Paranormalcy series is great. She has a new one coming out called Illusions of Fate, which is one of the most romantic books that I've read in years. Laini Taylor's Daughter of Smoke and Bone is phenomenal. It's the best fantasy series of the last several years. Her worlds are just rich and exotic and romantic. I could go on and on. Oh, I should stop there, but I want you to read all of my friends' books, all of them. Follow me on Twitter and see who I'm talking to and read their books. Hi, I'm Stephanie Perkins. I'm the author of Anne and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After, which comes out this August. You can find me online at stephanieperkins.com, at naturallysteph on Tumblr, and at naturallysteph on Twitter as well. I don't have an Instagram, which is what everyone here in the Philippines wants, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get one. You'll have to settle for those for now. But thank you so much for reading my books and for being so amazing and enthusiastic. You guys are awesome.